Right, we're on our way to Ally Marketing. They're probably going to tell me what I don't want to hear, but we've got a problem. And the problem is that BHE over in Lancaster, Morecambe, Lake District, they're quiet to a point where they've far too little working. What I've done short term is paired Connor and Stuart together. They would normally be in separate vans. One issue that I do have is, I'm not saying issue, they're both service engineers, service and breakdown engineers, and very good ones. But the problem with that is there's only so much service and breakdown work. I should say it's difficult to keep a service and breakdown engineer busy all year round. It's good to have the installations in there as well. Now, Stuart has done installations in the past, but his body is not what it used to be. So generally he would be doing service and repair, and Connor hasn't done many installations, but I think more than anything it's a confidence thing. We're going to pair them together, so they're going to be in one van. They'll be doing the service and breakdowns throughout the week in one, and then we will look to, if we can throw in an installation like we've got one tomorrow, they'll do it together. And I think over time that will certainly help with Connor with the confidence and the speed. The worry that they've got is the speed of getting the job done. But two of them together, keeping it on easy jobs, that will be good. And I'm going to go with Ally Marketing, to get a plan together as how we can get them busier in the local area. So the engineers we'll look after a lot of caravan homes. We've got a decent number of home care plans, but not enough. There's not enough home care in that area at the minute. But we're doing very little work on the private side in Lancaster and Morecambe, Carnforth, all them areas where it's a similar population to the likes of Bolton, and we're not touching it. So what can we do to tap into a small piece of that pie in them areas? We're doing the magazine distribution, that's one thing. We're going to look at running some ads. Another problem that I did have were the reviews, the Google reviews were nowhere near what they should be. There was only like 4.2, if you will, 4.2 out of 5. We've slowly got that up to 4.345. I think we're at 4.5 now, which is good. And I've got the lads used to like having that in the mind that we need to get reviews on each job. We need to ask for reviews and get that up. When you've got strong reviews, it assists with all the marketing that you're doing. So anyway, I'm no doubt I'm going to go in here now and they'll tell me that my budget's not big enough and they're stretched as it is. And they're doing a fantastic job. They're doing a fantastic job. So far, what we've done with RJM and BHE is brilliant. But we need a plan to fix the BHE Lancaster situation. They don't like us filming, but we're going to go in anyway. 6. Cheers, Jess. Thought they'd seen you, thought you're not coming in. Cool. Alright, pal. How we doing? Favourite plumbers here. How we doing?
Hey.
You alright?
Hi, okay.
Go on, Jess. Okay. Cheers, love. How we doing, team? You alright? Good to see you, pal.
You too. Dan as well.
Good to see you, mate.
Right, Dan.
Hi, Nicky. How you, love?
Let's get some brews.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
I'll keep flicking across on the screen. All sorts there we need to look at.
Yeah, brilliant. So in this situation, we've gone out to a job. Local choice ad turned up, wanting to sign up for home care. Boiler's really old. So I said to Connor, you just explain to the customer, we'll keep doctoring that boiler along as much as we can until it's beyond repair. But survey it while you're there for a new boiler. Give them one of them, give them a booklet, sent a quote the same day, and it's been accepted this morning.
The new boiler.
New boiler and home care.
See, if it's 20-year-old, that must be costing, even if it's working, it's costing a fortune to run it.
But what I'm trying to do for the lads is show them like the impact that it has. I'll show you now.
Are those being distributed to neighbours as well, or are we not going?
I won't say to neighbours yet. To be fair, Connor has said when he's on the estate while he's with Stuart in a van, if one of you's doing a job and another lad can just be banging a few of them out through the doors, brilliant.
Okay.
And he's kind of said that to me without me asking, which is great, and that's what they need to be doing.
What are they doing around the caravan sites?
Well, a lot of that with the caravan stuff now, drain downs were done in winter,
Yeah.
refills are done,
Yeah.
so now it's just any breakdowns through this period.
Right.
I mean, I think we're missing a trick with Morecambe. I think one of them needs to be, I know it's another job, but a specific for them would be great.
See, we can do that pretty quickly. Are they able to distribute them in caravan parks?
Yeah,
Are they allowed to do
Connor's
that?
got a good relationship with a lot of them.
Right.
Good relationship, yeah. And he's not bothered about going up to which is a great thing. Confidence to just go and hand them out.
Right. I just want to talk about Instagram as well.
Yeah.
A lack of action on the
I know.
Instagram front. But what's your strategy with Instagram?
No, I've just not done anything with it. Yeah, I think that anything's better than what we're doing now.
Nothing. Then
Which
stop
is
and
nothing.
start.
I've always stayed very just like single-minded on we need boilers and home care, and we've got that going now.
Yeah.
That's growing month on month, not massive, which does my head in because I want to know how we really go from here to here and how much it's going to spend, how much we need to spend to get there. But these other bits, no, we've got quite a decent team. We will be able to handle them.
No wonder your head's spinning.
I know,
Do you sleep at night?
There's a lot. Yeah, I sleep well. I train hard. I sleep well. I'm really happy with what the RJ Martindale. We're doing really well. We're doing good. And BHE with a bit of it'll come.
What do you mean RJ's doing good? In
Doing
what
good.
respect?
As in,
Which part of it?
it's just the engineers.
Yeah.
We have very little issues for the amount of jobs that we're doing per month. Home care's growing.
Mm-hmm.
Boilers stay pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And it's working. It
Right.
runs. I can come into summer period now without worrying about cash flow.
Yeah.
That's good. This BHE thing, this is new to me, and that's a problem where the lads are quiet in Lancaster. I think there should be potentially RJ Martindale, Bolton, BHE, Wigan or Lee location, and then Lancaster. Not BHE, same location as RJ.
I know, and we're stuck with that Wigan profile.
So that was a good catch up again with Ally Marketing, Paul and his team. We're running over some of the ads that they've done, which I've shown you. We spoke about. We've briefly gone over a new van design. We've looked at the booklet that we're sending out to customers. We've been building a boilers buyer's guide. So we're boxing a few things off there, which looks brilliant. Everything he's done is brilliant. Now, I went in to talk about ads because I'm looking at, again, pushing the ads in Lancaster, Morecambe. These are Google online ads, if you will. But he has pushed back a little bit. One being the budget. Like, your marketing agency has only got so much budget, whether you're putting 2, 3, 4 grand a month into that, they'll allocate so much of that budget. And then when you're starting to look at ads and the time that the time's involved to do the keyword research and the analytic, there's so much to it. And one point that he did make is how much work are we actually doing targeting our existing customer base? And we're doing very little. So these could be like email campaigns, SMS campaigns, lumping mail like direct mail, letting your customers know about the other services that you offer. We're definitely not doing enough of that. We are getting our engineers to hand out the little booklets and other bits of stuff that we're putting together, but there's so much more that you can do. And like to get a new customer, to bring on a new customer, it would cost you, I'd say it can comfortably cost you 2, 3, 4 times the amount than if you're targeting an existing customer that you've done work for before. So anyway, we had a good meeting there. There's loads of stuff that we can crack on with. We'd need to do more on social media. Jess, one of the young lasses in there, she made a point where we've not posted on Instagram since December, which is rubbish. There's no excuse for it. So we need to be doing that. And yeah, I will keep you posted as to the progress with the marketing campaigns that we do. Now we're going to head over to Luke. He's at the farm carrying out the repairs that we looked at on the last video to the underfloor heating and the boiler. He's repiping that boiler because it was a mess. So we'll go and see how he's getting on now.
Hi, pal.
How are we doing, Stump?
Not too bad, not too bad. We're at your Uncle Phil's.
Yeah.
The burner is wrong. The one that we've got is wrong.
Oh, it's a different type.
Yeah, it's like a different model.
Yeah.
The screw holes don't match up.
Right, you just need to leave that one in. We'll need to order the one the correct one.
Right, is there no others in the stores?
There was another, yeah. Yeah, we'll nip to the office and have a look at that other burner, because we're on our way to you now. Check that part for Luke. I think this might actually be the right burner. Oh no, it's not the right one. It's not the right burner. Never mind. Okay, that's a sign. Sarah's just messaged me. She's just said nearly at 8k. She's not messing about. That's Sarah. That's Freddie and Louis' mum, my girlfriend's business. She's flying. It's us that are slacking down. See what's happened? The repair that the lads are doing at the farm, they're replacing these ignition probes. I've done a temporary repair, if you will, about 4 years ago on these ignition probes. The screw must have been cross-threaded, whether I've done it or I don't know. I don't know what's happened, but I must have been doing a repair and the head has sheared straight off. So I've used some of the heat silicone that we used to use on the log burning stoves. I mean, it's rated to about 500 degrees, but that must have been like that for 4 years now. So while we are repairing the boiler, I wanted them to just replace that burner completely, so we're straight. The burners that I've got are for Ecotech Pros. Oh, just 1 minute, dogs. Dogs running off. Dogs are running into another plumber's van here. Ralph, come on inside. In.
He said, imagine if your grandfather will have YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You would like that, no?
Yeah.
So imagine to have
No, Patrick says that.
You see, something
PBD,
like
that's
that.
what I've seen, and I thought it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine like.
So if all else fails with this YouTube, if it's no good, at least my grandkids can watch it, yeah? They can see the development of the business. Oh, God. Right. So the boys are getting on. The Luke's van, it's always kept clean. It's our oldest van, this as well. I'm hoping I can get another couple of years out of it before we get this replaced. We'll say 12 months. I've just finished piping it. Just doing all the oil bits. Oh, you piped it, mate? Then yeah. Got everything back in all right? It's done. Right, pal. Yeah. It's all got straight in. It's just a mess inside, isn't it? Oh, the music. Oh, yeah. Forget about that. A lot of music. Rubbish. Copyright. Have you fixed that one though? No. This is the one. That's all we've done so far. There's a new washer on that. So that there, see at the back? Yeah. That washer there, it's been leaking. Right. Small O-ring. The state of it in there. Small O-ring. I think it's in there. We need to do pressure sensor, and I'm going to swap the blow off as well. That's just dripping all the time. All right. Have you got one? Yeah. Right. Fucking wiring a pump. It's turned power on, didn't it? The pump started spinning as I'm literally on the thing is.
Right, so here's the underfloor heating unit. These two automatic air vents, purely because they were leaking, full of crap, just completely corroded. And if it had carried on, you would have been able to see it through the ceiling. The last thing you want this sort of system to do, especially on underfloor heating, is get air into it, because air basically stops the system from working. So you'll find that you'll get cold spots all over the underfloor heating. Not really bothered by a camera. I mean, sometimes I am. If I've had an heavy weekend on alcohol, I just come in and I don't want to be on camera, but I'm normally alright. Going out this weekend, going to Leeds on a further date, just to replace them actuator heads, because they're faulty.
So we've basically neatened the pipework on the boiler. A bit, I say a bit of a mess. It was a mess before. A lot of the pipework were on an angle. Nothing was really clipped, so we've just cut it back to the left hand side, pre-clipped everything, copper in, and then just soldered it, and it's just made it a neater job. And then we've renewed all the condensate pipe as well. None of that was glued, so you could just pull it apart, so it would have been leaking. As when the boiler's condensating, that would have been dripping everywhere. As you can see at bottom, it's a bit of a mess. Also, there was an issue with the boiler in F75 fault, which can be one of two things. Normally it's the pressure sensor, which you've replaced, or it could be the pump, but Ryan said that that's been replaced fairly recently. So put a new sensor in. We've also put in a new pressure relief valve that was dripping constantly. That's about it. So it should help the boiler run a lot better now, and it will clear that F75 fault. And it looks neater. It's typical. Whenever I do a job for my family, friends or family, something always goes wrong. Whether it's myself or I send my lads, it's just a nightmare. I don't know whether that's just me, but this connection on the back of the pump where the pressure gauge taps into, and the expansion vessel, when the lads have been working on that, changing this washer that was leaking, it's disturbed this section at the bottom that's perished and it's leaking. I can't get it to seal. So we've needed to isolate the boiler, put his immersion heater on so he's got hot water, he's got his iron, it's warm enough anyway. But just another case where I do a job for my family and something goes wrong. So tomorrow we'll try and get this part. May need the actual hydraulic block on the back of the pump to replace it. I'll just see what I can get hold of to get it back up and running. Now flying over to Kids Club, Freddie's at football because the school's off, and Louis is at grandma's, and I've got to get to swimming. Later on, there's still some quarters that need boxing off. I've gone to a couple of boilers today that are beyond repair, they need quarting, and the lads have been rammed all day and not got around to doing it, so I'll do that on the fly. See you in a bit. What's this?
Yeah, what is it?
What's Daddy forgot to pick up?
The
Who?
Dad.
The dogs, yeah, I've left them at the office.
What?
It's the back end of the day now, it's 7:30 and I'm back at home, but there's a few things that need boxing off. One of which could be a difficult conversation with a customer. Warren's gone out to a boiler today under home care. It's had a leak on the left-hand block. It's leaked all over the PCB and the pump and caused a load of issues. So it's at a point now where it needs a new boiler. And the customer has said to Warren, this is included in my plan, isn't it? It's a boiler that's 13, 14 years old. It's not included in the plan. We do give a reduction on price, but this could be a difficult conversation. Hello? Hi, it's Ryan from RJ Martindale. If the boiler's between 7 and 10 years, we put £400 towards a new boiler. And if the boiler's over 10 years, we put £250 towards a new boiler. What's included booklet, the little booklet that you get when you sign up. It's just in the front of that. It's not included, the boiler, certainly at the age it is. We keep doctoring the boiler along as much as possible. But in your situation, what's happened is the hydraulic block, the plastic block, has split, and it's leaked water over all of the controls, which is pretty much wiped out the boiler. So at this point, it does need replacing. But I just wanted to speak to you myself just to explain the situation. What we do is send the price over for a new boiler and add the discount in. That's because it's over 10 years old. Well, I'm going to put a quote together now and send it over with a couple of different options for you to have a look at. All right. We try to be as transparent as possible. Now, if a customer is looking just at our adverts and they see the section boiler installation, some of the customers just zone in on that. We've had customers within 6 months of signing up to cover expecting us to replace the boiler. They're paying £15, £20 a month. Some are paying £30 a month, and they're wanting us to replace this boiler. Now, is it misleading? Is it something that I need to look at? As soon as they get a what's included booklet on the first page in bold, it makes it very clear what the criteria is. And what we do, I think it's been changed slightly actually, but up to 1 to 7 years, we'll put 1,500 towards it. I think it used to be 2.5. We put 1,500 towards it. And in most cases, as an engineer, you know that you can pretty much repair all boilers that are within 1 to 7 years. 7 to 10 years, we put 400 quid towards a new boiler, and there have been a couple that have dropped into that category, but majority, if the boiler is over 10 years old, we'll give 250 quid towards a new boiler. We will do our best to keep fixing it, repairing it, whatever we need to do. But in this situation, the customer is expecting a brand new boiler. It's got a vertical flue system, kicks back on a double elbow, goes through a dormer. It's an awkward job, and it's not going to be the cheapest job to replace. But all I can do is put a quote together as tight as possible, put our reduction over 10 years, and hopefully get this job over the line. Just to double check this as well for my customer, this is the what's included, and it states here the criteria. This is on the first page. Hi John, you okay? It's Ryan. Is it what, sorry? You can send them through in chrome pipe. Yeah, there's a couple of options. It just depends on what type of radiator she wants to put in. No, it doesn't really affect anything. I know in your doors as well, we can bring some of the pipework up through the floor, I think, can't we? So we can first. Brilliant. Yeah, no problem. You just give us a shout back end of week or whenever, and we'll get it sorted. Ah, no, it's all right. Just seen it. Appreciate that, John. See you later. Ciao. And that's a good one, that. If you're on, just a quick tip, if you have got a quoting system, depending on what it is that you're using, some of them will notify you when the email opens. Now, we're in a situation now, I mentioned it on the last video about the boiler tax. Now, what I'm doing to try and chase some of the existing quotes that we might have done a couple of weeks ago is if they come online and they look over the quote, I'll contact them and say, just to let you know, the boiler tax has been removed. It's 120 to 150 pounds less. I've just done this to a customer that he wasn't 100% over the line. He said it was between me and another business. Anyway, he's rang and said, we want you to do the job. It's funny, actually. He's just sent me a laughing face saying, are you watching me? But that's what you need to do, really, when you're chasing your quotes. Don't just let them go. Here's the picture of the boiler that's failed. Fighting! That's what the dogs are at. Quote together. I'll give you a bit of an insight to this and let me know what your thoughts are. I've just put the pictures in, so we've got a Worcester Green Star that's in at the minute. It's a vertical flue, kicks back with two 90s, vertical flue to outside. Potentially need a new flashing, but relatively speaking, it is a straight swap, but the access is difficult. So I put a quote together. I've given them 4 different options. Option 1, Alpha, 2,250. Worcester option 2, Worcester 1000, 2,350. Option 3, Worcester 4000, 2,750. And it's a little bit big for the space, but I've put the Worcester 8000 in there at 3,100. But I've then added the £250 discount that we give to home care customers when the boiler is over 10 years old. Is that too expensive? Is it too cheap? We've looked after this customer now for a couple of years. I'll let you know how I get on with it. Right, that's it for tonight. It's now 8 o'clock. I'll let you know how I get on with that quote. What are we doing now, Freddie? Thumbs up. Yeah, if you do us a favour, like this video and I'll carry on doing more. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments. I'll answer them as soon as I can. See you on the next one. Where are we going?
The bath.
You need a bath, don't you? Been football today.